We have one game left in the regular season to determine whether we are headed to our first playoff appearance or an early off-season. Even if we pick up a win today, it seems we will still need some help along the way because there are 4 teams that are attempting to clinch the final 2 playoff spots. One of them being our biggest rival in the Niners. We opened up the season facing them and they annihilated us like many other divisional opponents. Brock Purdy was the biggest threat out of all of them, throwing for 6 touchdowns. However, he will not play in today's game due to an injury, and that would mean the starter for San Francisco today is going to be the former 2nd overall pick, Zach Wilson. He started his first game last week throwing for a touchdown and no interceptions, but that also came with a loss. Today we are hoping that the absence of their franchise quarterback will play into our hands, but this team is still going to be a handful to deal with. Talent is oozing out of this roster, and it's going to be interesting to see if any quarterback thrown into a Kyle Shanahan system can thrive, or is Brock Purdy truly the catalyst of their recent success. While the Niners will be missing their starting quarterback, we are also dealing with some tough injuries of our own from guys who make a living at hunting signal callers. And if we are to make Zach Wilson uncomfortable, pressure is going to be vital, especially when their weapons all over the field could make us run in circles. We have 2 teams that absolutely dislike each other, both attempting to punch their ticket into the playoffs and send the other home, and it doesn't get any better than this. We should have a brawl of a game as our defense will get their shot on the field first as we are underway. Ricky Pearsall will return it up the middle. There's a lane, but couldn't get by Rondale Moore. So the Niners offense will start from the 34. Still very good field position for Zach Wilson, and the former 2nd overall pick will try to redeem his career this afternoon. It starts with a pass, and a quick hitter is completed. That is Brandon Ayuk on the left side. The arm strength has always been there. It's still confusing why it hasn't translated to the NFL, and it could be accuracy issues like that. It's an early 3rd down. This team is going to run a lot of different motions to confuse the defense's eyes, but we got to track the football well today, as Kittle has it, and this is going to be a gain of 20. Kittle is one of many tools in the Niners toolbox. We've seen Ayuk, Deebo Samuel is in the slot, and here's McCaffrey with his first carry, and he'll only get a couple. McCaffrey always a multi-threat in the backfield, as the Niners go back to a pass. Wilson has all day, and a strike over the middle. There's Deebo Samuel, and they've taken this inside the 10. Kittle now the man in motion from the 8. It's a handoff to McCaffrey, and stuffed behind the line. Ballard pumps iron on the ground, and a strong play by the rookie out of TCU. As Wilson goes back to the air, it's dumped off and caught near the 5. That's Ricky Pearsall. Let's not forget he made his presence known, finding the end zone twice in week 1. McCaffrey showing a little eye candy. Wilson gonna trust his arm again. He's got nowhere to go and he's taken down for a sack. Derek Hall monitors the backfield and the goal line stand is made, and the Niners, after all of that, will send out their field goal team. This is Cade York now in San Francisco, and he gives the Niners a 3-point lead. I'm very impressed by our red zone defense, and when you're down a few guys, it's important to make statement plays. And there's a statement here. It's Lockett across the 50, and he'll take this well inside Niners territory. These are the types of throws we needed Sam Howell to make all season. We just hope he's finally put it together, as Walker will muscle his way for a couple on his first carry of the day. On 2nd down, Howell working from the pistol. 4-man rush, pass to the outside, and that's nearly picked off. Charvarius Ward couldn't hold on, and he's already gotten Howell once this season. He's gonna challenge Ward again, and this time it's completed for a first down to Nate McDonald. The rookie out of A&M has been so reliable with his hands this year, and I envision the future is going to be bright for many more years to come, as Charbonnet's first carry will be for a short gain. The run was to the left side, and our rookie left tackle Golston is back onto the field after missing 3 games. Here's Walker exploding up the middle, and he's to the 4. He's still got a shot at reaching 1,000 yards, even though he's missed a lot of time. Here's the stretch on the outside. He's not going to get the yards or a touchdown here, because this one is coming back for a hold. That'll take him back to the 14, but it's still 1st and goal. They pull the guards on the run outside. Good blocking by the wideouts, and Walker's gonna rush into the end zone for a touchdown. The K9 feasted his way for 6, and what a great drive by the offense. But this is excellent teamwork. The blocks are perfect, and look at Kendrick Cook being a human shield as Walker does the rest. We couldn't have asked for a better start, leading the game with a goal line stand to force a field goal and then driving down the field for the lead. And there's a lot of game left to be played. As McCaffrey gets it on the check down, but quickly wrapped up by Dotson for only a couple. It'll be 3rd and 8. They're going to keep using a bunch of motions as Pritchard gets put into a blender by Ayuk, and this is going to be a massive gain as they find their way into plus territory again. This is why pass rush is so important. We just don't have the talent to keep up with the receivers, as McCaffrey's run will come back on a hold by the offense. Wearing number 49 is Isaac Guerrero in the backfield. He's going to get it sweeping to the short side of the field, and he'll dash his way out of bounds to pick up about 3 or 4 yards. The first quarter will most likely come to an end on this play. It's McCaffrey again for a big burst, and we'll have 3rd and 10 to start the second quarter as dark clouds loom over the field. We gotta trust the pass rush to do their job as Wilson steps up in the pocket and finds the open receiver. Pearsall finds a soft spot of the field, and the drive will continue at our 28-yard line. Wilson's over 100 yards passing already as he goes from empty. He lofts it and into the hands of Pearsall again, and the Niners are knocking at the door on back-to-back drives. Ricky has been his favorite receiver on this drive. He goes back to him again, and he's stood up at the 1 as Dotson knocks him down. Wilson now under center on 2nd and goal. He'll turn and hand off to McCaffrey, and he's upended, and he doesn't get it. Cameron Tucker is a menace in the backfield as the Seahawks are a play away from another red zone stop. It's a run, and the Seahawks are all over it. Guerrero gets destroyed by Keandre Coburn, replacing the injured Byron Murphy, and what a job by our defense to force another field goal try. They may add more points on the scoreboard, but the momentum is certainly on our side as the defense is having one of their better days today. And the offense looking to build on that as Howell finds Fant across the field, and that's an early 14 to get it going. They have not been afraid of challenging this secondary, and we need that type of confidence as well as execution, as Fant has another one, and his legs get tangled up, but it's another first down. They also get 5 more on an offsides, but Howell's accuracy has been spot on, and we might have spoken too soon there. We're not going to harp on it, we just have to play on. As Walker gets it running behind Golston, and it'll be a solid one to make it 3rd and short. It'll go back to the ground. Walker bumps into his own man, but luckily that won't affect him picking up the first down. Charbonnet will join him in the backfield now. And we love running these concepts as Walker gets it on the screen. He's got space on the outside and will be dragged down, but not before he moves the sticks. You would think this is what we should have looked like against Jacksonville last week, as Walker has another big burst, and that'll give us a manageable 3rd down as we've hit the warning. Howell from empty, scanning in the throw to the end zone. Fant gets blasted and couldn't hold on. We never saw the safety, so it'll be Jason Myers with the attempt. His 39-yard try is good. We may not have gotten into the end zone, but I felt that was a very productive drive with the way we were moving the football down the field. As Wilson will try to do the same, but he's sacked in the backfield by Derek Hall. And now Coburn's shaken up, but he'll return later on. We certainly can't afford more injuries to our D-line. As the pass is incomplete, but a penalty marker is thrown as the play happened. And it's going to be pass interference on Tucker. On second look, he was tracking the ball, but eventually he shielded off Kittle instead of playing the ball. So ticky-tack, but I get it. Wilson now throwing from the 35. He's got Ayuk again, and he'll take this inside the 20. 25 seconds left as the clock continues to tick. Here's Wilson going underneath. Debo has it, and a nice tackle made there by Tucker as they burn their second timeout. The defense has held their own today in the red zone, and we can only trust that they can keep it up for a 3rd time. And we have just 15 seconds to try and survive this, and it will be a huge momentum swing however this goes. As Wilson hits Pearsall over the middle, and the Niners have found the end zone. Ricky Pearsall got us twice last time, and here he just spins Ballard into his own man, and he just doesn't have the recovery speed to keep up with him, and that is an easy 6. This will be the final play on what has been an exciting first half, as Walker catches the edge and one man to beat, but Lenore tackles him out of bounds, and he might have saved a touchdown. But that is how the first half will come to an end. Season is on the line for both teams, and it's been that type of game I expected, even with a backup quarterback starting for them. Anytime it's a divisional opponent, it's always going to be a grind, but we have a golden opportunity today to make a statement. But that comes down to our offense continuing to extend their drives and finding the end zone a few more times, as the second half is off and running with a kickoff. This is Rondale Moore on the return. He's got a lane, but tracked down and nearly takes it the distance, but it's still excellent field position starting from the 40. They start with a jet motion from Lockett, but it's a run with Walker, and look at the space up the middle as he'll accelerate for a first down. I'm really happy with how our offensive line has played in this game so far, as the ball comes out quickly and a tough grab is made by Tyler Lockett. They sent the blitz, and luckily Howell was able to find his hot route immediately, as Walker does a nice job there to get another 5. Howell goes back under center. He'll drop back against the 4-man rush, and the toss to the left side is connected with Metcalf, and he'll get bounced around, but will help us move the chains. Metcalf and Howell had a hard time connecting in the game against Jacksonville, so it's nice to see them be on the same page, as Fant will pick up another 5. We've been able to pick up 5 yards on every play so far, and Howell will continue that trend and takes a huge hit to go along with it. You don't ever want your quarterback to take those types of shots, but he shows you how tough he is, as Walker is used to these types of hits, but it's the Niners who feel the pain. It's a touchdown for Kenneth Walker, his second of the game. Fred Warner was the key block that needed to be picked up, and Tyler Steen takes care of his initial man and shields off Warner as Walker does the rest. Walker's first score was all about his elusiveness, but this one displays his strength and aggression. And here's Ayuk showing off his speed. He's been a problem all day for our secondary. And just like that, they're across midfield. Wilson with a quick toss, and somehow Ayuk stays with it even with Witherspoon harassing him. We gotta find a way to put more pressure on Wilson, because when the ball comes out quickly, our guys won't be able to keep up as Pearsall hurts us again. Niners at the 30 on second down. Wilson scanning downfield. Gonna try and do it himself, and he's caught in the backfield. Amari Barno is not the one you want to run into at this moment, and it's 3rd and long. Trying to apply more pressure again. Wilson is unable to find anyone, and he's gonna take off past the 20 and finally brought down by Love. That continues to kill us every time, and now they're well in striking distance. Quick toss to Pearsall, nearly gets it, but they're gonna pick up a first down on an offsides penalty. We are familiar with these 2-back sets. It goes to Guerrero, contact behind the line, and he's stopped. Bobby Wagner, the vet, meets him, and it's a loss of 2. Trying again with McCaffrey, and he nearly punches it in. Our red zone defense is 2 for 3 on holding them outside the end zone, and they do it a 3rd time. Wilson feels the heat and fires, and it's intercepted! Picked off by Devin Witherspoon in the back of the end zone, and they are held to no points. What a wild sequence when the odds were slim to none, and the defense makes the impossible happen. This turnover was forced out because the pressure on the right side by Barno, and Wilson just does too much, and Witherspoon made him pay for it. What a crazy game it's been, and this 4th quarter will start with Walker. He'll hit the 100 yards mark, which he has now done in 4 out of his last 6 games played. But the offense still needs 3 to keep this drive alive. It's a toss to McDonald, and he couldn't hold on. so the punt team will come out for the first time today. With how we've handled the red zone in the first 3 quarters, I really trust that our defense can stay resilient. But that also means keeping the ball in front of us and not allowing explosive plays, which is also much easier said than done with how much of a wild card they have been this year. Niners stay on the ground, and it gets blasted well behind for a loss of 3. Pritchett erupted and disrupted from the secondary. But that doesn't affect their play calling as McCaffrey shakes off a few tacklers and finally pushed out of bounds. And it's Pritchett again who's in the middle of the action, and it's 3rd and 5. 4-man rush. It's a screen to McCaffrey trying to catch the corner, but a beautiful job by Dotson to wrap him up out in the open space. I can't believe or comprehend in my mind how this defense gave up 37 points a week ago. It's like playing Russian roulette with them, and I'm just glad the final game of the season, they've decided to play more free and controlled. And now we're just looking for the dagger. Sam Howell currently sitting at 29 touchdowns on the year. He starts it off with a handoff to Charbonnet and good power for a gain of 6 to start. The offensive line has been outstanding today, contributing to the ground game and keeping Howell clean. As Walker doesn't get much there as Javon Hargraves meets him, so it'll be 3rd and 2. They'll draw up a pass play, and Howell rips this over the middle for Metcalf, and even though it's been a quiet day for him, that was a loud statement by the Seahawks to trust the arm of Sam. And now it'll be a screen to Cook, who will run upfield near the boundary, fights through a few guys, and he nearly gets us 10. That's Cook's first catch, and they've eaten up close to 3 minutes of time here. It's a give back to Walker, running behind the big Steven Gregory, and they'll have 4 more hacks to get 10 yards. Noah Fant shaken up with under 4 minutes to go. Here's a toss to our 3rd string tight end, A.J. Barner, and he'll accelerate to his best ability, and it's a new fresh set of downs. Everything is moving like a well-oiled machine, and now Walker with good vision, and it's another chunk, and the Seahawks are beginning to smell blood. And even with all the adversity Walker's been through this year, he's hit the 1,000-yard mark. But more importantly is finishing this game strong, as Hargrave meets him again, but it's still enough for a first down. Seattle will take their sweet time, and this play will surely get us to the warning as Walker will power his way forward for 5 more. Victory is just 16 yards away. They go with a fake as Howell boots out right, going for the kill, picked off at the end zone. No! It's Charvarius Ward again and taken down at the 2. What a way to kill this drive, and the Niners may have new life on another Sam Howell mistake. And this throw should have gone deeper near the sidelines, but it's well behind and Ward just jumps it for his 2nd of the game. 4-point lead and pinned near the end zone. It's McCaffrey. He's got space on the outside. We can forget about the safety. We're just thankful Witherspoon just saved the touchdown. Niners burn a timeout. Here comes the pressure, and they get to Wilson. Tyrese Knight with an exclamation point, and that's a loss of 8 for 2nd down. They send more pressure, and the quick toss leads to a huge collision. Incomplete. It's 3rd and long. This time no pressure. They drop 7 in coverage. It goes underneath to Samuel, and he's going to get a large portion of it back. They bring more tempo, and the Seahawks are going to be the ones to call a timeout and talk over some strategy here. No need to rush when playoff implications are on the line. They try a play fake, and Wilson is hit immediately for a game-winning sack. It's Amari Barno again. What a gutsy call by the Niners, and Barno was there before he could even drop back. And it's the defense who bails out the late turnover, and Sam Howell will buy them dinner after the game as we have picked up win number 9 and increased our odds to play in the postseason. And an even sweeter feeling knowing we knocked off the Niners from any playoff hopes. What a way to finish this game, and the defense has one of its best games they've had all year against this star-studded group. Sam Howell unfortunately did not reach 30 touchdowns this season, but did complete 70% of his passes, and of course we wish he protected the football better at the end. Walker surpasses 1,000 yards after missing 5 games, and once again the catalyst for our victory. and the offense was pretty much funneled through his effectiveness on the ground game. But what a performance by the defense. You just hope it's not 1 week too late, because if we beat the Jaguars last episode, we would have for sure clinched with a win today, and now we just have to wait and see. We took down Zach Wilson 5 times today and made not 1 but 3 key red zone stops, which resulted in 2 field goals and an interception by Witherspoon, which really was the determining factor of this game. For what it's worth, I think this gave me a lot of hope for what we have on the defensive side of things, and thinking through on how to improve it even more whenever the offseason will be. One other guy I've been very impressed with in this game was Nehemiah Pritchett. He made some key tackles in the backfield, and that's going to give me a lot of confidence in him moving forward if we ever need him to manage the slot. But here we are. The question is going to be if 9 wins will be good enough to get us into our first playoff appearance in this series. And the reveal will show we don't make the playoffs. I'm pretty disappointed in that result, and it dampers the mood a bit after the game we just played. But it turns out that the Panthers and Bucks win their final games of the season to finish at 10 wins, and it leaves us hanging right in the middle tier spot again. To change that reality for us, we are going to need a splash this offseason. I believe I'm going to be a lot more aggressive since we saved a lot of money last offseason, and we really need to hit on all of our picks for this upcoming draft. You saw me sell a lot of players and trimming some fat and making some questionable decisions, but it was always to set up this offseason. Because this time around, I'm planning to take a quarterback. I wanted whoever our young quarterback to be to have success and not just be thrown into a bad roster, which is why I prioritized the offensive line and eventually fixing a lot of this defense as well. We also officially have the reveal of their true talent, and it's really between Tyler Foster or Cal Bird in this class. Bird is the guy I'm leaning towards at the moment because of his better arm talent, and Bird in a Seahawks uniform feels like a right fit. But Foster is younger and a hometown guy playing at Washington State, and he's got some potential as well. I also want to let you know that as you're watching this, I've put up a community post for which one of these quarterbacks we should draft. So if you don't mind, please vote and comment, and I'll take the winning decision to consideration. It's a big decision and all of your opinions would be helpful. The tough part about needing a quarterback means that we can't take a high talent in the draft, and that could be Gordon Grimes, who's a top 5 player, who's most likely going to be taken in the first 10 picks. But later on in the draft could be Cal Bird's teammate Jeremy Brockers, who's also a top 5 player. So if you want to know all about him, please check out the off-season video, which will be out after Thanksgiving. The reason why I'm going to wait till after Thanksgiving because it's my favorite holiday and there's a lot of prep that needs to happen with my family. And it also helps me think through how to approach this off-season more efficiently. And for some of you, it'll be a busy time with your family as well, so you don't need me to distract you from that. And it gives you guys time to vote and give me some feedback. Before I end the episode, I did fast forward to the Super Bowl week just to give you some more context on what's happened throughout the postseason, and we will reveal the winner to prep us for the offseason. We will have the Cowboys and Chargers face off in the second year of this series, and the 2025 Super Bowl champions are going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert wins Super Bowl MVP, and as you can see in the right column, we did not win any awards. The one I thought we had the best chance in winning were the Rookie of the Year awards, but Kendrick Cook finished 4th, and the fan favorite Cameron Tucker loses the race, finishing 3rd to 2 Cardinals. But guys, the offseason is going to be interesting, and it looks like we have some development changes and reveal. Stephen Gregory is star development, but DK Metcalf has regressed to superstar. And on the defense, Uchenna Nwosu is now normal development, and this defense I would imagine is going to go through an overhaul. And we have $115 million to work with. The possibilities are going to be endless this offseason, and the shift is coming very soon with either Foster or Bird to take over next year. But more importantly, we will do whatever it takes to make the playoffs. I'm tired of falling short. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing week with the holiday season. For some of you, Thanksgiving or holiday seasons may be hard, but stay encouraged and remember to be kind to yourself. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'll see you in the off-season video. So till then, I'm Monkey C, and I'm out.